MiniCPM 4.1 is out and is like the Swiss Army knife of Edge AI. Compact, smart, and freakishly efficient. Not only we are going to install this model locally, but interestingly enough, I also found out that OpenBMB now has its own implementation of CUDA. We will also be talking about it, and we are also going to install it locally. This is Fahad Mirza and I welcome you to the channel. Please like the video and subscribe, and please consider becoming member of the channel as that helps a lot. All you need to do is to just go to this membership tab and then become a member. So what exactly is this model here? This model is an 8 billion parameter LLM built specifically to run blazingly fast on your phone, laptop, or any device that doesn't have a server farm in the basement. What makes it special? It's not just small, it's strategically small. The team behind it squeezed out every drop of performance by rethinking how attention works. So what they have done, they have come up with inf LLM v2, which lets each token ignore 95% of others, which is quite wild. I will be talking more about it and CUDA.cu. But first, now let's get the installation underway. I am going to use this Ubuntu system. I have this GPU card NVIDIA RTX A6000 with 48 GB of VRAM. Let's create by creating a virtual environment. If you're looking to rent a GPU on very good prices, you can find the link to Massed Compute in video's description with a discount coupon code of 50% for a range of GPUs. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use CUDA.cu from OpenBMB for this installation. CPM.cu as they call it, it's a turbocharger under MiniCPM4 family. It's a CUDA based inference engine custom built to exploit every ounce of GPU efficiency. Sparse attention kernels, quantized layers, speculative sampling, even memory reuse and CUDA graphs to cut overhead. Think of it as a race tuned firmware for running MiniCPM models. It doesn't just load the model, it orchestrates it. Sliding window for long context, and it also has got GPT-Q kernels for quantized speed, tree-based verification for speculative tokens, all stitched together with fused ops and chunked prefill. If you don't know what chunked prefill is, I have done a very easy to understand video on the channel. Check it out. We will talk a bit more about it, but for now, as you can see that I already have created my Conda environment. Let me just quickly git clone the repo of CPM.cu, and I will drop the link to model in video's description, and from there you can simply go to that CPM.cu. That is done. Now we can cd to that cu directory. Okay, I think we already are there, I guess, and it's in the caps. After you're in that root of the repo, simply run this setup.py install script. It is going to install everything for you. And while it installs this stuff, let me also introduce you to the sponsors of the video, who are iGent. iGent is the world's first multi-agent workforce desktop application, empowering you to build, manage, and deploy a custom AI workforce that can turn your most complex workflows into automated tasks. And you can see that now the CPM.cu is installed. Let's now get the inference code, and which will download the model. You can also download the model manually to your local system. One thing you would need to do is to install Hugging Face Hub, and then you can log into the Hugging Face by simply running this hfauth login command and give your read token, which you can grab from huggingface.co for free from your profile. So you can see that I'm also logged in. For the inference, you can just simply either pass it a prompt through your terminal, or you can just simply create a prompt file, something like this. I'm just going to create this file in this examples directory, as you can see, and from there you can simply run this test generate.py. This is going to download the model, and then do the inference with it. And the first time when you run it, as you can see, it is downloading the model. Let's wait. And there are 4 shards of the model. As you can see, I'll just go up to show you. So this is a section. I'll just scroll like this. So this is where I have given it this command, and you can see that I have specified MiniCPM 4.18 billion. You can also specify any other model. It has detected all the configuration of my system. It is downloading the model. Model is downloaded, and just look at it, how quick that goes in terms of response. Did you see? See, its CUDA implementation is very fast. So if they just port it to non-NVIDIA GPUs, you can imagine how much positive storm that is going to brew. Okay, so that looks pretty good to me. It has given all the information and the answer looks pretty good. Okay, let's try out few more prompts. Okay, next up I'm going to use this coding problem where I'm just asking it to implement a Dijkstra's shortest path algorithm in Python. As you can see that I have already put it in the test prompt file, and this is what I'm going to run now. Now while I run it, I will also take you back and we will check the VRAM consumption. So I will just go back and then open another terminal and run this. So right now there is nothing on my GPU at the moment. So let me go back to my terminal and then we will run this, and then I'll take you back and we will check the VRAM consumption. So it is consuming, wow, 73 gig. Can't believe that. I thought it was for edge devices, but everything is in front of you. I'm not really. One thing is that it is quite adaptable. So if I go through its repo, it says that if you are using lower GPU, it just adapts to it and then it will just consume that much. But you can see that if I use 80 GB of one, it uses that. I have used it with 48 GB VRAM, it just takes around 40 GB. So for some reason, it just pre-fills it. It just the whole VRAM. Okay, so pretty interesting. And if I look at the response, it has loaded the model and everything. The code looks really good. I'm just going through it. Yep, the code looks good. It has even given us the synopsis of the code, which is really good. Another cool thing about this model is that it's a reasoning or hybrid model. You can switch on, switch off reasoning. All you need to do is to add slash thing at the end of your prompt, just like I am doing. And once that is done, when you run this, it is going to think about it. And you can control your temperature, all the output parameters. So something like this, when you run it, it is going to just produce a thinking response with all the step by step and chain. Sorry, I think I missed one of the slashes there. And after rectifying the slashes, it is now going to generate. It is loading the model. And it has given me the response here. And it just shows me this million. I don't see any reasoning here, which is quite interesting. Let me check. Okay, after spending like 15 minutes, I was able to get the reasoning going, and the issue was very interesting. I'll show you raw. So problem was that I didn't have this Jinja 2 installed, and that is why when I was giving it the slash and stuff, it was not really working. Now once you do that and then you ask it a prompt, and you can also put the prompt like this instead of in a file. This is what I have done, and once that is done, it is step by step. It just infers it from there. It is thinking, it is all the chain of thought is there, and then this is the final revenue, which is spot on. And finally, I'm going to ask it a multilingual question. So I'm just asking it to translate all of it, clinging to the past and all that stuff, into all of these world languages. Let's go back and run this. It is going to download the model, and I'm very impressed by the speed of it. Yes, it consumes a lot of VRAM and just expands whatever is available but takes full advantage. There you go. And if you are that language speaker, please also confirm. I will just let it run so that you can also check it out. I'm not expecting huge improvement there, but still, let's see. Okay, no, I think it is not really a multilingual model, as you can probably already see. Yep, I think it is just hallucinating. So I would say maybe bilingual, but English Chinese, but nothing more than that. Even bilinguality is not that good, as you can see. Anyway, I think I will just stop stretching the model to its limits, but already I think they have done quite well and not bad at all. Please like the video and subscribe and consider becoming a member, as that helps a lot. Thank you for all the support.